So what we will do in the next couple of minutes is to try to dwell on the text of the parsha of the week, and we'll give you some background why I picked this topic and why this is good. Because you don't come Friday nights, don't? And that's why. I'm doing this for 7 years already. I like it. You like my talents? Okay, so come Friday nights. So actually you gave me an opportunity. If I'm not wrong, Rachel was here yesterday night. Rabbi was here yesterday night. Maria Rojas was here yesterday night. Rabbi and Rojzman were here yesterday night. Eta and Betty Joy and Jill and Seymour. Shoin? Did somebody I didn't miss? And the Syrian Nestor, no? No. And here we go.
He's going to do this
okay, so pretty good, no?
Saturday.
Pretty good.
Every Saturday.
No. What brings me that I think what I shared yesterday is related a little bit to today. And with the permission of our 5 friends, I will dwell for 30 seconds or 45 seconds, something I mentioned yesterday, and then we will build on today. Since Simchat Torah, our rabbis taught us that Shivim Panim La Torah. The Torah has 70 ways to be explained, which is amazing, because if you go, when services are over, what the rabbi spoke in Central Synagogue, what the rabbi spoke in Park Avenue, you will see that there will be 5, 7, 11, 15 ideas from the same text. And this is what gives lives to that. I have here 3 wonderful colleagues. They can come up with different and even wiser ideas than mine, but that's the beauty of the text. So what I decided to do, not to get bored, after Simchat Torah, is to pick one of the characters of the Parsha and see how they can relate to me, and if there's something I can learn emotional from the way they behave, from what they said, or from what they didn't say. And this is where I'm coming. I asked yesterday night, Jeff, because we have services Friday night.
I remember that.
So I asked yesterday night the following question. And I didn't expect people to answer, but I promise. And I'm sure it's in the web now, live stream. People came and told me privately the answer. My question was yesterday, what was your toughest childhood experience? The toughest moment you experienced as a child. And then obviously I asked him if it's not as a child, as an adolescent, as a young adult, an adult, maybe in college, maybe not in college. What was your toughest childhood experience? And I opened my heart, because I think it's fair. If I'm asking you to touch something that may hurt, I should be the first. And I told them the following story, which I mentioned many times, but not so brutally honest like yesterday night. My dad and my mom, Jewish actors, Jewish actresses, loved their profession, and they loved me. But when I was born, and I was a baby, they left me with my aunt and my cousins, and they went to perform. And then they came back. And then I grew up, and at the age of 6, they will put me at Chupchikir in Air France, and I will travel to Paris via Dakar. Dakar is Kaduchesland. At the age of 8, and I will be scared to death in the plane. Will they be? And they were always there. And then we stay in the same room for 4 or 5 months, because they perform in all these cities. I know every hall where there was a Jew in Europe, I was there. You name it. From Norway down. I was a child, but I was there. And I was desperate to be sure that people will come to the theater, they will applaud, and then in the intermission I will go to the bathroom to hear what they have to say about my dad and about my mom. This was my life. This is what you have. With the good and with the bad. So thanks to life and therapy and whatever, I had two possibilities: to dwell on every time they left, and they left me, or to dwell on that ticket that came 4 months after they left, and I was there, just me and they, for me. And it depends which year in my life I will dwell more on this or more on that. And you understand what I'm doing now. I'm telling you my story so you can touch your story. What it hurt you, what it hurt you, and you, and you, and you. Because this is what Joseph will have this morning. He will have a memory problem. Should he remember when they hurt him and send him to the pit? Or should he remember when he hurt them, making them feel he's the biggest in the universe and Daddy only loves me? And I look, the coat he gave me with colors. He needs to decide. Will he remember how harsh they were with him or how harsh he was with them? It's a choice. It's a choice. And when you choose only dwelling on what they did to you, you can never bloom. It's always, you are the Nebuch. They did it to you. They did it to you. So Joseph decided to forgive and to breathe. This was more or less one of the emotions, thank you, that I find yesterday. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Yesterday. Today I will go to another point. The one who inspired today's teaching is David Block. Jeff, we have minyan every day. You know that? We have minyan every morning.
Keep going, but I haven't done it lately. My bad.
So David Block, they take turns. No, Bruce leads every night, and Howard, and they take turns and they teach. I cannot do that because we are friends, Jeff. It's not.
Of course.
So,
I'll remember this.
So David came up with an idea, which is why Joseph cried. So instead of reading by yourself, let me give you a chance so we can guide each other in the text. And the question I will ask you before you start reading, don't read it because it doesn't make any sense if you read it by yourself. Think to yourself, when was the last time you cried? When was the last time you cried? Remember, why did you cry? Remember who made you cry or what made you cry. Cry is the expression of an emotion. Cry can be because you see your son or your daughter in the bar mitzvah or in the bris or walking the aisle or, God forbid, you need to go to that funeral that you never wanted to go. Bad news, a diagnosis, we cry. And what I will have to do in the next couple of minutes is to see when Joseph cried, which is in the Parsha, and when he didn't cry. Because from when you cry and when you don't cry, you can learn a lot about yourself. So let's go to the first. The first time he cried, yes, it's easy to understand. Where am I? First page. Genesis 42:24. He turned away from them and wept. Then he returned and spoke to them. He took Shimon from them and bound him before their eyes. He turned away from them and wept, which means he realized they have no clue that I am Joseph. And what do you think he cried in this time? What made him cry? The loss. All these years, the loss. The loss. How many times, rabbis or Kentor, we go to a funeral and then we have two separate shivas because they cannot sit shiva in the same house. This brother with the other one. The loss. I'm not judging, I'm describing. The loss. And there's something else, Shari, I think. Let me know what you think. I think he also cries because he realized, I thought all the time that I'm looking for revenge. And now that I have them in front of me, I don't want revenge. Make sense? Revenge for, I asked them. I don't want to hurt them. I'm number one, number two to Pharaoh. What do you need revenge for? Rabbi Sforno, an Italian rabbi who lived between 1475 and 1550 in Bologna, says Listen, this is amazing. This shows the love that even wrong individuals can have for their families. How many people will tell you, but why are you still having a relation with your brother after he did that to you? And you say, he's my brother, he's my sister. But your mom always, it's my mom. No? My mom. I see this all the time. So that's why I love, we think that we created geniality nowadays. 700 years ago, this rabbi in Bologna said, people will judge you why you still go back because you need the love and the recognition from your dad even when you are 50, 60, and 65 years old. You want them to say, está bien, está bien. I remember Alan Elias of blessed memory. He used to tell me the story when he introduced his wife, Ashkenazi Jew, to all the Sephardic court of Chachomim, no? All these geniuses from Sfarad, and he brought her, and she was like Queen Esther, Leonor Elias, and they will say, está bien. They gave her the stamp of kashrut, está bien. And so every morning I will see in the minyan, I will say, está bien. He spoke Ladino, no? Está bien. We need that está bien. It's not the same to go through the chuppah with the blessing of your parents, or to know, or you marry in Kaduches land and you tell them that you hide. Okay, so now we understand why he cried this time. Second time, when he sees Benjamin. Then Joseph hurried out, for his compassion grew warm for his brother, and he sought a place to weep. And he entered his chamber and wept there. So it's clear. He needs privacy too. But why is he crying when he sees Benjamin? The youngest brother, he is Benjamin. He was Benjamin because he was the youngest. And there's another reason. Benjamin is the only brother that never betrayed him. He never hurt him. So there is something special. No? When you are in a classroom and everybody bullies you and one kid comes to rescue you, this is an angel. This is my angel. I will always remember that. I spent 4 weeks in Argentina, and we have an amazing trip, but then I have time for my family, my friends, and for the first time, I'm being so, it's Yom Kippur for me today, I'm confessing. For the first time, I went to a barbecue with the kids from my elementary, with all of them. Because always they say to me, why, you are such a big shot, you don't have time. I do, but when I go for 4 nights, I have my kids and I have my... When you go for 4 weeks. And it's like we never left each other. Never left. We know each other. I know their parents. I know what hurt him. You remember the story between two people who say, are you my friend? Yes. Do you love me? Yes. What hurts me? I don't know. So you are not my friend. This is a Rabbi Lifshitz, strong one. If you don't know what hurt me, how can you pretend that you are close to me? Number 3. When he makes himself known to his brother, obviously he was waiting the entire life, and he wept aloud so that the Egyptian heard it. Now every house in Egypt knew that Joseph has a family. He is an Israelite. And what will happen now with the family? Will this family conquer Egypt, or will this family just be humble, take food? 4. Then he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept. You see that the Torah is not shy. They are telling us the word cry, cry, cry all the time. And Benjamin wept upon his neck. And he kissed all his brothers and wept upon them. After that his brother talked with him. So far we see that the brothers didn't say a word. They only start speaking after the embrace. That body language of embracing gave them peace of mind that this is okay. Not only palabras, but now that you're hugging me, I can feel it. It's very hard. You can lie to somebody with palabras, But when the body language is there, you feel it. You cannot wrong somebody. When I hug you, you feel it. No? When they give you the hand, people who give me the hand, it's strong hand. It's like an empanada. Don't give me an empanada. Give me a hand. Give me a shake. I'm afraid of these hands, It's nobody. It's because they don't care. It's not that they don't have the strength. Dame la mano. You know that deals used to be signed with a 5. Oh, this is a good one. When he sees his father. Then Joseph prepared his chariot and went up to meet Israel his father in Goshen. He presented, the word presented in English, I will tell you in a second the word in Hebrew. He presented himself to him and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. Wow. Daddy and son are reunited, like Rabbi mentioned before. Now that you are alive, I can be alive. That's a wonderful one. The word in Hebrew he presented is vayera. And Rabbi Kingsley, Rabbi Kogan, and Rabbi Botnick will not allow me to lie. The only time that we have the word vayera in the Torah, it's either God or an angel. Or God or an angel, the Torah will use the word vayera. And this was an angelical moment. It was a divine moment because finally I can hug my dad. Not only am I hugging him and he's alive, I'm allowing him to die in peace because now he knows that I am alive. All the aggravation he went through because of me. But I think the vayera, it's a great word. Number 6, then Joseph fell on his father's face and wept and kissed him. Joseph joined Egypt in mourning upon the death of Jacob. There was no need for words here, just a hug. And Genesis 53, 40 days were required for it, for that is how many are required for embalming, and the Egyptians wept for him 70 days. They didn't weep 70 days. 40 days they took care of the embalming, and 30 days they cried. This is one of the origins of Shloshim. The origin of Shloshim, we have Moses and Aaron. They all cry for 7 and then 30 days. And the embalming, and Judaism never accepted embalming as an option. This is only for pragmatic reasons. Remember that we need to recover Joseph's bones later. How do you do that if you know? So it was a plan. And it was also the Egyptian custom. And then the last one, Joseph weeps because his brother feared he will take revenge against them now that Jacob has died. And now, okay, everything was perfect. Now you met dad. And now, say to Joseph, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin because they did evil to you. And now please forgive the transgression of the servants of God for your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Once again, he started crying when they say, now you will kill us? Now you will kill us? How far apart can we be that you still believe that everything I did was for pragmatism and I may kill you? The reason I did what I did, besides I told you that I started reading the Torah this year through emotions, is because I want us just to see. Rabbi Shai Held just wrote a book, Judaism and Love. And he says, the reason I'm writing the book, he's already written, is because if we use the word love and we want people to relate it to any religion, then we say this is Christianity. Christianity is love. We are commandments. They are love. And this is wrong. Judaism is full with love and with emotions. So today you got 2. One, which is how can you forgive bad experiences knowing that will only help you go further? And the second is, for those who speak Yiddish, I remember in my home using the following expression. Nestor, remember that? Soll's nicht sündigen. You remember that? Soll's nicht sündigen. Yes? You remember that? It means sin in it. No, don't make a sin. But what they meant is the following. if I may. Tell me, Mora, if you agree. Don't cry for things that don't make sense, because God forbid you will need to cry for things that make sense.
Don't cry wolf.
In
English, it's don't cry wolf.
Don't cry wolf. Don't do that. No. Shh. Don't cry for this one, because God forbid a real one may come. So don't do that. And I don't think it has to do superstition. I think it has to do with teaching you priorities. Teaching you for what we cry, for what we don't cry. That's why when we see our kids cry for, we need to remember they're kids. This is their problem now. You can tell them context here, there. Es wird nicht helfen, Moran. Huh? Never help. So, this is my gift for the Shabbat. I hope it makes sense to you. Shabbat Shalom.